Historically significant things that happened on June 3rd. June 3rd stands as a profoundly transformative date in global history, bridging the gap between artistic tragedies, soaring human triumphs, and high-stakes political turning points. On this day in 1940, the miraculous Dunkirk evacuation officially concluded, successfully rescuing over 338,000 Allied soldiers to fundamentally reshape the course of World War II. Decades later, the date captured the world's imagination through the lens of exploration, when astronaut Ed White exited the Gemini 4 capsule in 1965 to become the very first American to walk in space. The day is also deeply etched with solemn transitions, from the 1924 passing of existential literary giant Franz Kafka to the 1963 death of Pope John XXIII, who left an immense spiritual legacy after modernizing the Roman Catholic Church. From the historic 1942 graduation of the first class of African American military pilots at Tuskegee to deep socio-political movements across the globe, June 3rd remains an extraordinary testament to human resilience, creativity, and progress. Let us look at the significant historical events of June 3rd, categorized by cultural, educational, financial, physical, mental, relational health, political, professional, social, spiritual, and scientific and technological points of view. Historically significant things that happened on June 3rd. From cultural point of view. 1875, birth of Georges Bizet's legacy. The brilliant French composer Georges Bizet passed away at the young age of 37, just 3 months after the premiere of his masterpiece, Carmen, which would go on to become one of the most popular and frequently performed operas in history. 1924, death of Franz Kafka. The highly influential German-language modernist author passed away from tuberculosis, leaving behind a profound literary legacy of existential anxiety, alienation, and bureaucratic absurdity that defined the term Kafkaesque. 1947, the first Archie comic strip. The popular teenage character Archie Andrews made his debut on the newspaper comic pages, expanding a wholesome franchise that became an enduring staple of mid-century American youth culture. 2016, passing of Muhammad Ali. The legendary 3-time world heavyweight boxing champion, global cultural icon, and outspoken civil rights activist passed away at age 74, prompting an outpouring of global tribute. Historically significant things that happened on June 3rd. From educational point of view. 1913, creation of the U.S. Department of Labor. While passed months earlier, major regulatory expansions took effect on this day to separate labor statistics and commerce tracking, profoundly altering how corporate capital and wage data were handled in the U.S. 2009, the Great Recession auto bankruptcies. Following General Motors' filing just 2 days prior, international financial markets reeled as structural economic bailouts and corporate asset liquidations drastically revalued automotive stocks across global exchanges. Historically significant things that happened on June 3rd. 1657. Death of William Harvey, the English physician who famously discovered and detailed the systemic circulation of blood by the heart, passed away, leaving a foundational legacy that permanently revolutionized physical medicine and cardiovascular health. 1981. First public CDC alert on the AIDS epidemic. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention prepared its historic June 5th MMWR report on a rare form of pneumonia, structurally initiating the modern era of public health tracking, virology, and mental/social health support for epidemic patients. Historically significant things that happened on June 3rd. From physical, mental, relational health point of view. 1941. First successful use of penicillin in the U.S. Doctors at Yale New Haven Hospital successfully treated a patient with American-manufactured penicillin, marking a monumental turning point in the clinical management of infectious physical illnesses. 1981. First medical recognition of eating disorders week events. National physical and mental health networks formalized structural campaigns to bring clinical attention to the psychological impacts and medical treatments of anorexia and bulimia. Historically significant things that happened on June 3rd. From political point of view, 1787. Final drafting of the U.S. Constitution begins. The Constitutional Convention in Philadelphia moved to begin compiling formal, structured clauses into a cohesive foundational document for early American governance. 1940. Completion of the Dunkirk evacuation. Operation Dynamo officially concluded as the final Allied troops were rescued from the beaches of France, successfully evacuating more than 338,000 soldiers to fight another day. 1944. De Gaulle forms provisional government. Charles de Gaulle formally established the Provisional Government of the French Republic in Algiers, positioning an independent political structure to reclaim France ahead of the D-Day landings. 1989. The Tiananmen Square crackdown begins. The Chinese military was ordered to clear Beijing's Tiananmen Square of pro-democracy student demonstrators, leading to a violent, historic confrontation overnight. Historically significant things that happened on June 3rd. From professional point of view. 1800. John Adams moves to Washington, D.C. President John Adams took up residence at a temporary local hotel, becoming the first U.S. president to officially establish his professional workspace and executive office in the new federal capital. 1937. The Duke of Windsor marries Wallis Simpson. Following his historic abdication of the British throne, the former King Edward VIII married the American divorcee in France, completely severing his professional and constitutional duties to the British Empire. Historically significant things that happened on June 3rd. From social point of view. 1943. The Zoot Suit riots begin. Violent clashes erupted in Los Angeles between white American servicemen and local Mexican-American youths, highlighting deep-seated racial tensions and triggering intense national debates over civil rights and social assimilation. 1965. Ed White's historic spacewalk. Astronaut Ed White exited the Gemini 4 capsule to become the first American to walk in space, a unifying social triumph that captured the public imagination and fueled national pride during the height of the Cold War. Historically significant things that happened on June 3rd, from spiritual point of view. 1963, death of Pope John XXIII. The deeply beloved Good Pope John passed away after a battle with stomach cancer, leaving behind an immense spiritual legacy as the visionary pontiff who convened the Second Vatican Council to modernize the Roman Catholic Church. 1972. Sally Priesand ordained as first female rabbi. Sally Priesand was formally ordained at the Hebrew Union College Jewish Institute of Religion in Cincinnati, making her the first woman officially recognized as a rabbi in American Reform Judaism history. Historically significant things that happened on June 3rd from scientific and technological points of view. 1965. Launch of Gemini 4. NASA successfully launched the crewed Gemini 4 mission into orbit, an essential technological stepping stone that tested long-duration spaceflight capabilities and advanced rendezvous maneuvers. 1973. The crash of the supersonic Tu-144. During a demonstration at the Paris Air Show, the Soviet supersonic airliner crashed in front of a horrified public, dealing a catastrophic structural and technological blow to the immediate future of commercial supersonic flight. Hi viewers, family and friends. How did you like the content of this video? Like the video and subscribe to the channel. Please write in the comments your name and the place you are watching from. Since our viewing family is spread all over the world, it will be nice to know which city and the country you're watching from, so I can say hello to you. Science and technology. Reading and listening to the historical accomplishments on this date of those who have gone before us, I, as a professional engineer with interest in structural engineering, energy-efficient buildings, ICF construction, and as Google Docs expert with interest in spreadsheet-based solutions, draw inspiration to ask of myself the million-dollar question: what would I accomplish today? Think about the Japanese practice of Kaizen. Let me know in the comments. What would you accomplish today? Your subscribing to the channel inspires me to post more such videos. Thanks for your patronage. See you in the next video. Sincerely, Yogi Anand.